Hi, I'm Rebecca of Rebecca Paw Photography, and welcome to the Wedding Timeline PDF. So in this wedding timeline, we're gonna be going over a standard 8-hour wedding timeline. I'm gonna avoid calling the hours by 5 p.m., 6 p.m. because depending on when your wedding is, those times and sunset time will change. So we'll be calling them just hour 1, hour 2, hour 3. But the information will still be incredibly useful, and you can scale it to how and when your sunset is for your wedding day. So let's get started. So hour 1, this is when your photographer should show up, roughly 30 minutes before hair and makeup leaves. And the reason why we don't want to get there right when hair and makeup arrives is because there's a lot of preparation. There's really not too many pictures that we can take before you're fully glammed up, and also, it's just too much time to work with. But 30 minutes before they leave, we're able to get photos of them touching up your makeup, your hair, and if you and your bridesmaids have matching robes or matching pajamas or something, it's really cool to take really cute pictures of you guys matching together before you put on your gowns. This time period will also serve as a good time for the photographer to take pictures of the details like your dress, your shoes, jewelry, any stationery that you might have, and other things like that. Typically at this time, the groomsman and groom himself will be 95% of the way dressed, which is fine. All we really need pictures of is him putting on his shoes, his tie, and his jacket. And then it's really quick and easy to get pictures of him hanging out with his groomsmen. And that's it. Now we're at hour 2. If you decide to have a first look, this is the time to do it. A first look is really great. It helps with calming your nerves before you see one another, and it's also an excellent and efficient way to get the photos of the bridal party before the ceremony. Now, if you err on the side of more tradition and you want to not have a first look, we can easily avoid that and just do the bridal party photos, bride and her girls, then hop over to the groom suite and do the groom and his groomsmen. After the ceremony, we'll all get together and we'll do that big group shot with all of the bridal party mixed together. Speaking of ceremony, hour 3 is the ceremony time. There's not much to say about the ceremony. You already rehearsed it the day before and we know what to do. The most important thing about the ceremony is what happens after. After the ceremony, that's when we do the family formal photos. Now, if there's ever a stressful time in the wedding, this is usually it. We suggest that you make a family shot list. With our brides, we go over how to do this, what it looks like, and all the details and how to navigate it so that way it's under 20 minutes and it is stress-free for you and your family, which is the most important part. And like I mentioned before, if you didn't do a first look, that remaining hour will be used to do the big bridal party photo with everyone together. Hour 4 is the most important hour, and it'll actually dictate your whole entire wedding timeline. What I would suggest is once you get your wedding date, Google what time the sunset is on your wedding date and have hour 4 start 30 minutes before sunset. The reason is because this is when you're going to take your couple's portraits. These are the portraits that really matter, that you're going to want to print and hang up, and we don't want to waste any good light for that time. We've arrived at hour 5. Now, I know a lot has happened, and if you're like me, an introvert, and you need to take a step back sometimes when there's a lot of people and a lot of things happening, this is the hour to do it. It's usually when the grand entrance happens and when dinner is being served. The reason I would reserve the breakaway time for this hour is because if it were to happen before the couple's portraits, we have the probability of losing way too much light and not having enough good light for your couple's portraits, which we've already established we don't want to happen. Hour 6 is dinner. Your guests are still seated, they're still quiet, so it's a good time to do first dance, toast, or go around and greet your guests. That's basically it. Hour 7 is the beginning of your reception. You want to front load your reception with all the activities like father-daughter dance, mother-son dance, cake cutting, shoe game, anniversary dance, and all of the other activities that your guests would like to enjoy. Finally, hour 8. Everything is done and all that's left is dancing and the exit. If you plan on dancing well into the night, we can do what's called a mock exit. It's just like your regular exit, except at the end, instead of driving off into your honeymoon, we go back inside and finish partying. We really just do it for the photos. That way you can have your exit photos and dance uninterrupted. So that was the entire timeline, all 8 hours. And my last bit of very helpful advice and professional opinion is if you're able to make room in your budget for a wedding day coordinator, I would highly recommend it. This day is a day for you and your family to enjoy. You or your family should not be bothered with putting out fires that day. Something that happens when a couple doesn't have a wedding day coordinator is the coordination usually falls on the photographer. Don't get me wrong, we can handle it. But what happens is that it takes away from our creativity and our ability to navigate the wedding day fully focused on creating amazing images of your wedding. I really hope that these tools were helpful for you. Remember to download the PDF. It's essentially the condensed version of this video. Because my goal is to make sure that you have the tools to create a seamless and stress-free wedding day for you and your guest. If you're on the search for a wedding photographer that will collaborate with you and help create your perfect wedding day, just scroll down below and check out my pricing and packaging. You can also contact me on the contact form below. And please click the button below to follow me on Instagram. I have a really fun community there where we talk about wedding planning, wedding ideas, little pro tips, and tons of behind the scenes of wedding day and photo sessions. I hope to see you there.